12th soccer tutorial video. This week I'm going to show you some more skills and tricks to do with the ball. This week is going to be my final soccer tutorial video because it seems like the quarantine is starting to be lifted and things are starting to open back up. Soccer leagues professionally across the world are starting to begin again, and also some teams are beginning to practice outside again in small groups, but you'll have some team training maybe now. But you can still always do these drills, and it's actually really important to continue to do these drills across any time. The first move that I'm going to show you today is a neck stall. For the neck stall, start practicing by tossing the ball up above your head with your hands. Then catch the ball in your neck and stall it there. After that, flick the ball back up and catch it in your hands again, and then repeat this process. When you get more comfortable with the neck stall, you can start to juggle the ball up onto your neck. To catch and stall the ball in your neck, lean forward to round, making your back flat. Put your elbows up and try to make a pocket in between your shoulder blades for the ball to fit into and stay there. Use the back of your head to be touching the ball to keep it where it is. Make sure to try to bend your knees and try to have your feet at least shoulder width apart. For the flick up with your neck, point your head down and start to move your back up. Let the ball roll onto the back of your head, and when it is on the back of your head, move your head up and the ball will go up and will probably have front spin on it. Another way that you can get the ball up to your neck for a neck stall is by stalling the ball on the top of your foot and then flicking it up to your neck. Also, for when you stall the ball in your neck, you want to time it so that you're moving down when the ball is coming down so that it cushions the ball on your neck. A fun challenge that you can do when you get better at the neck stall is you can catch the ball on your neck and then flick it up and catch it on your neck right after that without using your feet or any other body parts in between. It's challenging, but it's fun to do. Here's a video in slow motion of the technique of a neck stall. Here's a video in slow motion of the technique of a flick up from a neck stall and then back to a neck stall again. With the neck stall, you can do cool tricks like spinning around with the ball stalled on your neck, and you can also do push-ups with the ball stalled on your neck. The next trick that I'm going to show you is a hop the world. For the hop the world, take a touch up with one foot and then bring your other foot around the front of the ball. After that, control the ball with the foot that went around the front of the ball. Try to make the timing so that you bring your foot that is going to go around the front of the ball off the ground right around when you take the touch up with your other foot. Try to make the motion fluid as well. Here's a video in slow motion of the technique of the hop the world. When you start to get better at doing hop the world, you can start to make combinations and add around the worlds and other tricks to your hop the worlds as well. The next move that I'm going to show you is a stall to stall step over. For the stall to stall step over, stall the ball on top of one foot and put the heel of that foot on the ground. Lift your other foot off the ground and transfer your weight to your heel on the ground with the ball stalled on top of it. Bring your foot that you lifted around the front of the stalled ball. Let the ball roll off the top of your foot a little bit towards the outside of your foot when you get your foot around the front of the ball. Stall the ball with the foot that you brought around the front of the ball after the ball begins to roll off the top of your foot towards the outside of your foot. From there, you can flick the ball up and juggle like I showed you in the first clip, or you can continue to stall the ball like I'm showing you in the second clip. Here's a video in slow motion of the technique of the stall to stall step over. The next move that I'm going to show you is one of my favorite moves to do, and it is called the shinto. The shinto may look like a pretty simple trick, but it's pretty hard to learn, and I'm just going to show you how I practice to learn how to do this trick when I'm juggling. When I was learning how to do the shinto, I started off by practicing by doing shintos against the wall and then taking a couple or few touches in between and then doing another Shinto against the wall, and continuing to practice more and more. Then when I got better at doing the Shinto, I started to do it when I juggle and be able to keep control of it and continue to juggle after I do the Shinto. You can Shinto the ball up to different heights. For the Shinto, lift one leg up and bend your knee of that leg a little bit. Then start to straighten out your knee of that leg which is in the air. Right as you start to straighten out your knee, the ball should hit off your shin, and when your knee is around straight, the ball should hit off your toes. This is why the trick is called a Shinto, because the ball goes off your shin and then your toes. The ball will probably have front spin on it. Try to make the whole motion for the Shinto fluid. The last trick that I'm going to show you is called the head stall. This trick took me months to learn, and it took a lot of practice. So be sure to just stay patient with it, don't get frustrated, and be sure to practice it a lot. For the head stall, I started off by either tossing the ball or placing the ball on my head. And usually I could only keep the ball on for a very short amount of time. And then I started to get better at it as I continued to practice. You have to practice it a lot. If you practice the head stall a lot, you'll start to get a really good feel about how to stall the ball on your head. And it's just really important to practice a lot because that's the only way that you can get it. After I got more comfortable with doing the head stall, I then practiced getting the ball from my feet up to my head. And I found the easiest way to do this is from stalling the ball on top of your foot and then flicking it up to your head for a head stall. And I demonstrated this in the previous clip. After I learned how to flick the ball up onto my head, I then practiced juggling the ball up onto my head and controlling it from bouncing on my head to a head stall. And I showed you this in the previous clip. For the head stall, you want to place the ball around where your hairline is, around the top of your forehead. Try to keep the ball as still as possible on top of your head. You don't want it to move very much. When you get better with the head stall, you'll be able to walk around and move around in different directions with the ball in your head and at different speeds. For the head stall, you want to keep your knees bent a little bit and stay on the balls of your feet. When you get more comfortable, you won't have to move around as much, but when you're first learning how to do it, it is important to stay on the balls of your feet and keep your knees bent so that you can move around and adjust to stay with the ball stalled on your head. Here's a trick that I learned after a lot of practice of doing the head stall. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video and try and practice these tricks. They'll take a while to learn, but with a lot of practice and patience, you'll be able to learn them. Even though this is my last video, you can still email me to ask me questions or send me videos of you playing, and my email is ecar@ma.org, and I'll put it at the end of the video again. I hope that my soccer tutorial videos have helped you to practice and learn new skills and enjoy to play soccer more during this quarantine. And also I hope that you continue to practice some of these drills forever and to keep on improving and to keep on enjoying and loving to play soccer. Thank you very much to my mom for doing such a great job filming and helping to make all of the soccer tutorial videos. Thank you very much again for watching my videos, and I hope to see you on the field soon because things are starting to open up, and just keep having fun and enjoying and loving to play soccer.